Listen to Dr. Carson, who's from San Diego, Southeast San Diego. She knows this community better than anyone. So I want you to listen to what she has to say about what's going on. And she's currently working in the same vicinity of the closure that is about to happen at Scripps Hospital. These are her credentials, and you can follow her on Instagram.
I just wanted to voice my concerns about an announcement that was made yesterday by Scripps Mercy Chula Vista Hospital that they're going to be closing their obstetrics unit. This unit services the South Bay of San Diego. A high percentage of women in the South Bay are of lower income and have some transportation challenges. A lot of them take the bus, public transportation to and from their prenatal and postnatal appointments. But during the time of high stress and possible obstetrical emergency, they may not be able to safely make it to Scripps Mercy San Diego, may be arriving still at Scripps Mercy Chula Vista to a hospital that does not have a working labor and delivery unit. My concerns in this country are about the closure of over 200 units between 2011 and 2023, mostly affecting women in rural areas and women in underserved areas, including Native Americans, African Americans, and Hispanic Americans. Just trying to be an advocate for the community. I've been here in private practice for more than 20 years and voiced my concern about how this could affect access to health care for women in the South County and just for women in general in this country, and trying to make women's health care a priority in medicine.
So let me get this straight. So not only do we have to deal with nationwide states that are forcing doctors and nurses to leave because of laws that are in place, namely the ripple effect of Roe v. Wade being overturned, but now we have more underrepresented minorities that have to deal with the fact that hospitals are closing, floors are closing, and nurses that have been at Scripps for decades are now either having to take a severance package or are going to lose their job despite that many years of service. Not to mention the fact that these women and these families count on hospitals in these areas to serve them, and now they're not going to have that anymore. So it's mind-boggling to me that a nonprofit that's really for profit is going to do this to their community and chalk it up to, well, there's not enough people in the hospitals to justify doing what we're doing. So they're going to cut, for example, in one situation, they're going to go from 40 nurses to 10. And they're going to completely close an entire floor. Basically, women and kids are going to die. That's exactly what's going to happen, because they won't have services in their area. And by the time they get to another area to serve them, they're not going to make it. So you should be standing up for this. I should be standing up for this. And the funny thing is, during the pandemic, nurses in particular were praised, were criticized, were praised, were criticized. Everybody went back and forth. But the one thing that you can't argue is, for the last 2 decades, we've heard there's a shortage of nurses, there's a shortage of nurses. And now we're saying that there's an overabundance of nurses, that there's not a shortage of nurses. No, there's a shortage of nurses. But if they're going to continue to close floors and hospitals like they have been for the last couple of years in particular, women and children are going to continue to die, especially in underrepresented areas. And it's unacceptable.